So I was totally going to save this for later on, but I think it's time that we review Streets of Rage 4. So before I jump into Streets of Rage 4, I do want to say one thing. So the reason I was going to wait was I bought the awesome limited edition from Limited Run Games, and because of the fact that they always take like 6 months to ship games, I guess they felt bad about this one for some reason, and they actually shot out free Steam codes for everybody. So I actually already was playing the game because of Xbox Game Pass, so that's where I got all the footage and everything for recording this. But, I figured, it'd be kind of cool. I haven't really done a giveaway in a little while. So basically, we're just gonna give away that Steam code at the end of the video. I will tell you how to do that. When I first heard about this game, I had a flurry of emotions. I was so hyped to hear that there was a Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage is one of my favorite Sega series. The music has always been fantastic. The gameplay has always been great. I love the pixel art. I love everything about the Streets of Rage series. Then, I fell into the abyss of despair. I saw the art style, and I'm telling you, at first when I saw this art style, I was horribly disheartened. It looked like a Flash game to me. I just could not imagine how the heck it could have fallen so far. Was a small studio making this? Was it the best thing they could do? But either way, I decided to check it out, and let's see what's up with Streets of Rage 4. First thing, I thought this was hilarious. You can actually go through in the options and switch what the small and large food item are, including making them vegetarian options. Pretty inclusive. Good on you, Sega. So I had an awesome thing happen though when I actually started playing this game. I currently have maybe 2 or 3 hours of recorded gameplay, which is much more than I needed for this video. The reason I have so much is A, I loved it and kept playing it and has beaten it several times, but B, I did not want to stop to pause the recordings because I didn't want to stop playing the game. Every time I beat a level, I was so just ramped up for the next one. I mean, the bosses made me want to fight the next boss. The gameplay wanted me to really, what's the next level? What's the next thing? What's the next enemy? I just could not stop playing this game, and now I am in an editing nightmare trying to build this video for you guys. But why did I love this game so much? Well, first, let me alleviate my original worry. This art style, I don't know, it grew on me, but then it's way better than it looked in the trailers. I don't know, it's opposite of what happens nowadays where the trailer looks way better than the game. While actually playing this game, it felt like I was playing like a cartoon or a comic book. In fact, my wife actually walked by while I was playing it, and she was like, wow, that looks like you're playing a comic. The gameplay itself is phenomenal. It feels right. It feels heavy. It feels impactful. It just feels like Streets of Rage. All the weapons are there. All the classic enemies are there with their fun names. It's totally correct. This is a great entry into the mainline series of the game. In no way does this feel like it was half-assed or rushed to get it out the door. Just like all the Streets of Rage games, of course, there's your regular pickups, food, weapons, etc., punch a garbage can, get a turkey. But two things that this game does that's really cool is, of course, you get the big power-up star, which gives you a giant, overwhelming attack. But then on top of that, they have this cool risk-reward thing. Now, if you've played old beat-em-ups, you know that usually when you press both buttons, you get a special move that drains some of your health, and that's kind of like the detriment to using it, so you don't want to use those very often. Well, in this game, when you use that move, your life bar drains down but stays green. Now, if you do enough damage with regular attacks to basically recover your life back, you lose nothing, and that's the risk reward. So you lose life for using the move, but if you don't get hit and do consecutive hits after using the move, then you actually get your life back. Boom, reward. It is an awesome feature, and it really made the gameplay feel like modernized. It's like, how can you change a classic beat 'em up to make it feel modern and make it cooler? And this idea totally nails it. Now, I don't want to spoil much of the game, so I'm not going to show a whole lot of gameplay, just maybe the first couple levels. But just like all the other Streets of Rage games, you get more and more enemies that have all sorts of weird abilities and weird weapons that you're going to have to work around, like these stupid cops with these shields. You have to break their shields to make them vulnerable, but if you hit their shields too long without breaking the shield, they whack you with a nightstick, resetting the shield. Pretty much like a catch-22. If you don't have a good weapon to break the shield, then you're going to get broken by their good weapon. And I'm telling you, later on in the game, some of these enemies have even crazier abilities, basically turning your standard enemies into like puzzles. Also, I really wanted to highlight the commissioner boss, like the ripped, like no-nonsense chief type guy, only because he totally has stolen the God Press from Rugal from King of the Fighters, and that is like the single coolest damn thing I think I've ever seen. That's not all this game has to offer. I'm not going to spoil how to get these or where they're at, but there are 4 retro levels hidden in the game that are direct callbacks to the past Streets of Rage games, and they are friggin' awesome. I mean, check this one out right now. It's like you are in the modern art, but all of the enemies and the whole scenario is set up in the old school sprite graphics. Like, these were such an awesome little Easter egg to pitch into this game. Speaking of awesome retro-inspired stuff, one of the first characters I actually unlocked was Retro Axel, and not only are you now 8-bit in like the regular new modern backgrounds, but your special attack is the original special attack where the cop pulls up and shoots the missile out of the cop car. I love these callbacks. I really think they just knocked out of the park with this game. For the sake of a complete review, though, I can't omit the other options, and there is a one-on-one fighting mode, which you can actually play online, which, as you're seeing right now, I'm playing against someone. It's a weird mode, though, because you fight each other, but you also have, like, random enemies that come in that you can kind of team up and fight together. I'm not sure. All I know is the true end game is to beat the other person. So, technically, if you ignore the other enemies and fight the other person, you're good to go. That being said, this is kind of a weaker part of the game for me. It was okay, but I mean, you know, when I think fighting game, I think of like a Street Fighter or something like that, and like this does not have that robustness, so it's kind of weird playing a beat 'em up against another person, I guess, if that makes sense. The last thing I want to touch on is this gallery. I'm a sucker for galleries and things of this nature, and oh my gosh, the concept art and all the cool stuff they show is just straight amazing. This is a great addition. I really like that they included this in the digital version of the game, especially since it seems like physical copies of the game are tied to specialty stores like Limited Run. So the fact that you still get to jump in here and check out this cool stuff kind of reminds me of the Mega Man Legacy collections, how they give you really nice art and concept stuff to look at. So it's another cool thing and an otherwise really great game. Like I said, this game is fantastic. I highly recommend it for anyone who's a fan of beat 'em ups, especially if you're a Streets of Rage fan. So I've already beaten the game. I've already unlocked a ton of characters, obviously, but I don't want to jump too much into it because I don't want to spoil much. But that's kind of just my impressions of this game. Man, it's awesome. It really turned me around on the art style. I liked it way more than I thought I would. But for those of you who stuck around, like I said, I have a free Steam code for the game. So leave a comment below, and basically I'll just pick one of the people who leave a comment randomly. I'll reply to your comment, and we'll get in touch somehow, and you will win the Steam code for the game. So essentially you win the game for free. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, please stick around, subscribe, like, comment, everything. You know, if you guys didn't like it, dislike, whatever. But hey, that being said, as always, take it easy.